Hello, my internet fans. Let's lose the Mickey hand. Episode 27 of Stat Boy Rants. And as always, this rant is Stat Boy approved. On this episode, we're going to talk about some wrestling, some independent wrestling, a wrestling organization called BPW, Battleground Pro Wrestling. They do their shows at the Los Alamitos American Legion Hall, on the corner of off of Walnut and Catella. There you go. The backstory is Casa D18 has been trying to get me to go to these shows forever and a day, but for some odd reason, BPW decides to book their shows the same day as UFC pay-per-views. And of course, I kept using the excuse of, I want to see UFC. But luckily, the one came up that I did not care about, and I had the days off anyway. We were supposed to go to Wrestle Reunion, but we didn't. And decided to finally break down and go. So I went out there and decided that, saw that the ring was being set up, so walked right in, got in there before the family did, said, hey, you guys want help setting up the ring? They say, sure, jump on in. And it's a lot of fun, actually, to put together a ring. The work is work, but it's actually rewarding to help put together a ring. And the first wrestler I see is our friend Mikey Callahan. And of course, he's there. He's got big old beams on his shoulders and big old pieces of plywood, and he's carrying all this stuff all by himself. All the other pieces of the ring are being done by two people, but he's doing it by one because he's so strong. And also our friend Luis Tapia, who's a fan of this channel. Shout out to Luis. He's there. He's got his gloves on, so he's working. And we're all putting the ring together. We got the centerpiece where the spring is, where the ring gives you a little bit of give. Connect those to the corners. Put the ring girders around. Put the ribs on. Put the plywood down. Put the mats on. Tie the ropes together. Put the canvas on it, and you've got a ring. Just like that. And one of the wrestlers actually did recognize me as Stat Boy. Thank you to that. Good job. The ring only took maybe an hour to put together, so it's now 4 o'clock. And show didn't start until 8 o'clock. So we've got 4 hours of downtime. So what do wrestlers do? They work on their matches, they do their conditioning and whatnot. They have a group meeting and everything. And inside the hall as well, there's the hall, and then on the other side of the hall is a bar for the veterans. I'm not sure anybody else can just walk right up and have a drink. I guess you have to be a veteran of a war or something. And they got 2 flat screen TVs there, and lo and behold, Fox is on, and UFC on Fox comes on after we get something to eat. We go to a local McDonald's across the street, we go grab a bite and whatever. And so we're just, hanging out, talking. I'm watching UFC for my own personal, no sound on it, but, just whatever. The big group meeting comes up. Jeff and JJ are doing their online tweets and whatnot, and then Dylan's running around like crazy. And of course, he sees the ring and he wants to get into the ring. And I said, I'm not going to let you get in the ring. You got to go talk to the guy in charge, who is Foob Dog.
Foob is one of them. Yes.
Foob is his name. We call him Foob. And so he was the one in charge of the ring. So I kind of said, this little Dylan here is gonna ask you to get in the ring, just so you be aware. Dylan goes up. He says, "Can I get in the ring?" And I guess he okays it. He goes over and asks his dad. Next thing you know, Dylan's in the ring. And I'm in the ring with them because we're still tightening the ropes and everything. And next thing you know, Dylan just starts swinging on anybody who's around, like a whatever. And he starts swinging on me, and another little kid comes in, and they start, and he's doing like somersaults in the ring, and he's bouncing off the ropes, and he starts to climb the turnbuckle, and it's like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to jump on the turnbuckles just yet. And so he's learning how to do the moves and whatnot. And I said, and then he sees somebody, standing on the turnbuckle ready to jump down, and he kind of flinches a little bit, and he says, "Do you want to take a splash?" He goes, "Well, he jumps on you," and so he's going, "No," and it's like, "Well, will you let me do it?" And he goes, "Okay." So I playfully hit the ropes, and I do kind of like a, not quite like a frog splash, but just a good old splash, and I do it fun-wise. I'm doing it all for fun. I'm not trying to have a match or anything. And then whoever was on the turnbuckle jumps as well, whatnot. And then Dylan gets up, and he just starts pounding on him, and he starts hitting him a little bit too low. So whenever Dylan would do something, it's like, no, you don't do that. That's not cool. Whatever. And then comes up one of the lady wrestlers, Thunder Kitty, who we know pretty well. And next thing you know, Dylan starts swinging on her. And of course, Thunder Kitty starts playing along. So next thing you know, we have a little match. And the video is on YouTube. Put in the search, Thunder Kitty versus Dylan. And they have their match. They have the cute little match and whatnot.
400 plus views as we film right now.
There you go. 400 views. This is great. Thunder Kitty grabs Dylan, spins up, puts him in an airplane spin. She gets dizzy, falls down, and Dylan does like a phantom kick. It's like he goes to whip her over the ropes, and I go, "Dylan, kick," and he does the slap, and then they're like a good 5 to 6 feet away from each other. So Kitty takes the bump and pins 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Very cute video. And after the pin, it's like, go give her a hug, tell her, good job and all that. He gives her a hug, Thunder Kitty looks, and he starts swinging again, and just going crazy and having a good time. So then the show is getting ready to start, and initially Jeff was going to be the ring announcer. He actually tweeted that, but thanks to a last-minute show-up, the ring announcer shows up. So Jeff is reduced back to going on his Twitter account and whatnot, and I wanted to help out, and I actually kind of peeked at the run sheet, so I knew who was going to win, and it's like. So I just grabbed my watch, and I'm timekeeping now. So I got to do that. And then there was a guy sitting right by the ring, and he had spilled his drink, and there's a drink spill where the microphone cable is. It's like, that's not good. Stat Boy to the rescue. Runs over, grab a towel, wipe up the spill so no one gets electrocuted, especially the ring announcer. Like, that would be a big thing. And then another match happens, and we hear. It was a wine glass. It wasn't a beer can or a beer bottle. Some lady dropped her wine glass. So now, here comes Stat Boy again, and I'm picking up a broken wine glass barehanded. Didn't cut myself though. Actually, I did get a bit of a splinter when I put the ring together, which was cool. I love getting a splinter. And there's this nice old lady there. "Oh, you're such a nice young man. Thank you for doing this to me." And her husband's like, "Don't pay no attention to her. She's drunk." It's like, okay, thank you nonetheless. Ray Rosas has his match, his fanny pack match, because that's his new gimmick thing. And at the end of the match, he and his opponent get thrown a couple of beer cans like Stone Cold. They drink the beer, they toast, they pour it. Ray stuns his opponent. They leave the ring, and now, lo and behold, there's beer in the ring. So it's like, Stat Boy's work is never done. Dun da da. Go grab the mop. Mop up the beer. Now there's a giant wet spot in the ring. And it's like, oh great. Does anybody have a towel? All the towels at the bar were dirty. Luckily somebody brings a towel. I come into the ring, scrub the ring down, get it all set to go, and whatnot. And this gets Sasha? Sasha what? What's his last? He's a Russian.
Derevko.
Sasha Derevko. Gets the attention of him. He goes to my brothers and say, who is this guy doing all this work? Make sure he comes back. I get props from Sasha Derevko. Thank you, Sasha.
February 25th.
February 25th. Stat Boy approved. The show ends. You know, everyone's having a good time. Tear down the ring. Well, we actually did get back. Yes.
Forgot about the broken light that you had to sweep up to.
Oh yeah, Seville Alvarez in the Battleground Blitz did some kind of move. Now, the ring I would say is a good maybe 10 feet off the ground. The light post is right up about here, which is not too far off. And his heel, you know, I mean, if you stand on the turnbuckle, you're a good foot away from the top of the ceiling, which is actually a stucco ceiling too. So he also, his boots scraped the top of the ceiling and the stucco fell into the ring. It's like, doggone it, man, I never get a chance to, I just cleaned that. You know, I went Danny Tanner. Dun, da, da. And so, that's nasty. He smashes the ring. He smashes the ring. He smashes the light. The light literally explodes right in front where Dylan and Jade are sitting. So they could have been cut by broken glass, which is not cool. And so then here comes someone with a broom and dustpan, throws it in my hands, and it's like sweep, 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 whatever. The blitz goes over and whatnot, and so then as everyone's piling out, I'm in the ring sweeping up the broken glass and whatnot there, and then the kids get back in the ring again. Dylan goes crazy, this other little girl goes crazy, and then finally Uncle JJ gets to come into the ring too for a little bit, and he had some fun. And then Foob Dog comes in and he goes, all right, tear down the ring. So we tore down the ring, put it all in the truck, and then we basically just hung out outside. You know, I didn't have any money for drinks. Didn't get offered a drink, which would have been nice, but hey, no big thing. Said my thank yous, we said our goodbye, we got our cab, and we came home. So there you go. Battleground Pro Wrestling. Check them out online. They are definitely Stat Boy approved. Yes? You got something you... No? Okay.
BattleRagesOn.com.
BattleRagesOn.com. There you go. So then the next show is the 25th.
Yes.
And...
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. There you go. Thank you very much. So there you go. Battleground Pro Wrestling. I mean, I think tickets are $10. You know, they have souvenirs, you know, 8x10s, shirts, and apparently the best hot dogs in Los Alamitos. So, you know, there you go. Battleground Pro Wrestling, you are definitely Stat Boy approved. And as far as episode 27, we are done. More episodes to follow. Stat Boy is out.